Is there anything in Idiot's Corner yet? Corner. Here you go. I can't even listen to this childish ranting. There's someone who's looking in a mirror and thinking, oh my God, I've gone along with this for my entire life. I'm now 60 and gammon and pineapple flavoured and I feel so stupid I'm going to have to shoot the messenger. Down with the trades unions, up with foreign governments who own railways. Well done, pal. You've really thought this through, haven't you? 7-3. Stuart's an early arrival in Idiot's Corner. You're making a fool of yourself, James. I'm going to another radio station. That's the sound of someone looking in a mirror. I've just held up a mirror, and Stuart sees someone in the mirror who has no idea why he hates this couple, except for the fact that he's been told to hate them by the people criticising them for being attention-seeking, who are currently giving them 8 pages of attention while castigating them for seeking attention. So Stuart's looking in the mirror and feeling very, very stupid. That's not my fault, mate. Seriously. Thank you for this early visit to Idiot's Corner. And it's cultural. Think to bow. You wouldn't make fun of other countries' traditions, would you? Excuse me? Have you ever listened to this programme before? Yeah, we're always defending what they do in other countries on the grounds that it's a tradition. Iran, for example, killing protesters, absolutely great idea, wonderful tradition, lovely Iranian tradition there to beat up women for wearing their heads. Oh, do be quiet. Honestly, sometimes I think people are now deliberately sending me brain-dead contributions in order to get into Idiot's Corner. We'll have to start guarding against that. Meghan's prolonged curtsying to the late Queen, writes Callum, was offensive to the whole of the UK and laughing at us in the process. Good riddance to them, and you, James, can join them, writes Callum, who's having a completely normal morning. A quick visit to Idiot's Corner. This may be unfair on David Morgan, but if the cap fits, wear it. James is taking the line, why should union members receive a pay increase? You too are suffering low income in your business. Classic Murdoch Daily Mail. David, mate, maybe you've only ever tuned in today and you've never tuned into this programme before, but A, everyone else heard what you heard. Only you've arrived at that conclusion. And B, the day that I go down the classic Murdoch Daily Mail road is probably the day that I knock it all on the head and retire to a Himalayan mountaintop. So congratulations. It's nice to see someone in Idiot's Corner from the other side of politics, from the normal residents of that little nook of British radio. But if the cap fits, wear it. And today, David, you're the first visitor to Idiot's Corner. Idiot's Corner started early this morning. Martin's texted to say, I'm a Trump supporter. Give me a call and I'll show you how stupid we really are. My natural chivalry disturbs me slightly when I'm about to put a woman in Idiot's Corner, but Mary gets that prize today. If it was Martin Lewis, he'd be praising anyone who made things better. You have to encourage the good behaviour. Martin Lewis hasn't been in power for 12 years, Mary, you silly banana. Honestly. The whole point about this conversation is that Penny Mordaunt is a senior Tory. The Tories have been in power for 12 years, and now she wants you to give her a round of applause for helping to open food pantries or food banks in her constituency. Honestly, Mary, I shouldn't have to explain this to you. To Idiot's Corner with you. Too sweet. 0345 606 0973. Would you like to hear from Idiot's Corner? Idiot's Corner is often right-wing people. Bit gammon-y, bit Brexity, bit gammon and pineapple. I've got a brilliant left-wing Idiot's Corner for you that's just dropped into my inbox. It's probably one of the best of the year so far. Here is Idiot's Corner for the 21st of December, 2022. O'Brien did to Corbyn what Clarkson did to Meghan. If that hasn't put a smile on your face, nothing will. So there it is. Should he go? Should he go? I'm glad. Well, Kaz isn't impressed. Kaz says, James O'Brien doing communist propaganda on LBC, lol. Another reason to turn off radio at 10:57, a show that started at 10 o'clock. But and I read that out, partly because it's always amusing to see what's going on in Idiot's Corner, but also because that's what happens when your mind is put through Rupert Murdoch's mangle. You come out thinking that Alec, who is going to save you from dying of a heart attack if you get taken ill on his train, is a communist enemy. And the people demanding that we get rid of guards because computers, modernity, and if you don't like it, get another job, you somehow think they're on your side, Kaz. And what a shame you can't hear this because you've turned your radio off. 10:58. Should we go to Idiot's Corner? Here's Idiot's Corner. James O'Brien encouraging police wastage of time rather than pursuing real criminals. Not funny, mate. Thanks, mate. How am I? What? What would you? What? So you don't think the police should attend when there is a walking protest in the middle of the street. Okay, that's fine. And the real criminals, of course, will be the drivers that then get into trouble for taking the law into their own hands, as some deeply irresponsible people may possibly consider them to do. A slightly different political persuasion from its normal inhabitants. Here's Jonathan saying, why do commentators like James O'Brien call these industrial disputes strikes? Is it unconscious bias, or is it to ensure that the public blame the workers for the bad consequences and not the management or the government? Great to meet actor, comedian and RMT supporter Rob Delaney at Rail Strike Solidarity rally this weekend, tweeted Diane Abbott a few months ago. Here's the Fire Brigades Union. Solidarity with RMT striking tomorrow. The media make out there's no support for the strikes, but there are thousands of workers behind you all. And I could, of course, go on. So don't ask me, Jonathan, why I use the word strike. Ask the Fire Brigades Union and Diane Abbott. Is it unconscious bias, or is it just to ensure that the public blame the workers for the bad consequences? Look, I can explain it to you. I cannot understand it for you. Mike, you know, we occasionally reach over to Idiot's Corner to find out what absolute weapons are saying on the. Here's one. Oh, here you go. Here's Sean in Idiot's Corner. The presenter blocks anyone who disagrees with his views, especially when challenged with facts. The hypocrisy is not lost on us. As you may have noticed, my patience with people who have bought in to the right-wing newspapers' worldview has worn thin in the last few months, and it's wearing ever thinner. I'm afraid my gloves are. I'm taking at least one glove off. If you want to come out with utter bilge, like if you don't like it, get another job, while saying also, oh, it's outrageous that people sending their children to private school can't take advantage of charitable status anymore, then you are, I'm afraid, not deserving of my sympathy anymore, or my protection. You are. I don't know if idiot is quite the right word, but you are part of the problem. You are not a victim of the system. You are supporting it. I will address, because this is quite politely phrased, so I will address this to begin with. James, what's your problem with big company CEOs? There are football players who earn that much, and you don't have a problem with them. And I think that is not only a valid question, but also fairly compelling evidence that little talk-up I do while Nick is making his way out of the studio it didn't work today. I didn't express it correctly. I've got no problem with CEOs earning a huge amount of money. I think they earn too much. Personally, under my glorious rule, I'd make the gap smaller. I'd have multiples in place. You can earn whatever you want as long as you don't earn more than X times what the lowest paid person on your payroll earns. I like that rule. I just think that allows infinite wealth to be accrued by the highest earners, but it puts a basement on how little you can get away with paying your stuff. And that's my point, Sam. I've got no problem at all with the existence of huge pay packets. My criticism was of a prime minister who is directing his attention at the people who work for the CEOs by taking away the rights they have to negotiate for better deals. I should have explained this better. I'm happy to do so now. It seems to me incredible that on the day, it's January the 5th, and according to the High Pay Centre, at 2 o'clock this afternoon, your FTSE 100 CEO will have earned more money than the average worker in this country will earn all year. It's January the 5th. And the Prime Minister of this country is set to announce policies designed to make the average worker in this country less able to resist the status quo, less able to challenge the terms and conditions imposed upon them by their CEOs. I mean, that is just not natural justice at all, is it? I hope, Sam, you'll text me again and tell me that my explanation has not only reached the parts that other explanations failed to reach, but also made you realise why this is a fairly egregious example of inequality and injustice in this country.